For decades, this mysterious interstellar visitor, 3I/Atlas, has raced past our solar system, sending signals we couldn't decipher until now. And what AI revealed is unlike anything humanity has ever imagined. The cosmos isn't just silent anymore, it's speaking, and it's terrifying. I still remember the first night I heard about 3I/Atlas. It was October 2017, and astronomers at the University of Hawaii spotted a faint, fast-moving object cutting across the night sky. Initially, they thought it was a typical comet, but something about its trajectory was wrong. Too fast, too erratic, too deliberate. The universe had delivered a messenger, and it wasn't like anything we had seen before. I felt a chill as I stared at the simulation of its path on my screen. 3I/Atlas wasn't bound to the sun. It was a true interstellar traveler. That meant it had come from somewhere beyond our solar system, perhaps even from a civilization we could not yet comprehend. But what kept me awake for nights on end wasn't its path, it was the signals. Tiny blips of energy, radio pulses, scattered across the electromagnetic spectrum. At first, they were indistinguishable from background noise, lost in the cosmic static of distant stars. For years, these signals were collected by radio telescopes around the world, the Green Bank Observatory, Arecibo, and the VLA in New Mexico. Scientists tried every traditional decoding method: Fourier transforms, pattern recognition, even brute force algorithms. Each attempt ended in frustration. The signals were either too complex, too irregular, or too alien for our mathematics. Some nights, I would look up at the stars and feel an almost physical weight pressing down on me. Was something watching? Or worse, waiting? Then, in 2025, everything changed. AI, more sophisticated than anything we had ever used, was finally applied to the problem. It wasn't just a program. It was a machine designed to think like a human, but faster, deeper, more intuitive. Feeding it years of 3I/Atlas data felt like unlocking Pandora's box. I remember standing at the control room glass, watching the AI model weave its neural networks around patterns that no human mind could have ever spotted. And then, the moment came. The AI had decoded it. The first message wasn't words. Not in the way we understand them. It was a mathematical sequence, a series of prime numbers, layered with fluctuations that mimicked natural cosmic phenomena, pulsars, supernova remnants, even the cosmic microwave background itself. It was intelligence. We weren't imagining it. Something or someone had deliberately crafted a signal to traverse interstellar space, to reach minds like ours. And then the content started to emerge. Images encoded in bursts of radio frequencies. Glimpses of a distant star system, one that no telescope had ever observed. Structures, maybe cities or megastructures, orbiting a star we had never seen. I remember feeling a knot in my stomach as the realization hit me. If this was a civilization, it had either mastered technology far beyond our comprehension, or it had mastered survival in ways we could barely imagine. But the AI didn't stop there. It translated patterns that suggested intent, warnings, perhaps, or instructions. Every time I thought I understood it, the sequences twisted into something more complex, more unsettling. Was it a guide? A challenge? Or a declaration? The more the AI decoded, the more I realized humanity had been given a message from the stars, and it wasn't friendly. Not exactly. It was a reckoning. The night sky had always been a canvas of wonder, a playground for dreamers. But with 3I/Atlas, it became a mirror, a reflection of how small and unprepared we truly were. I remember stepping outside after that night's decoding session. The stars were the same, glittering and indifferent. But to me, they felt alive, watching, calculating, waiting. Every scientist in that room understood the magnitude. This wasn't just another astronomical discovery. This was the first contact we didn't ask for, but could never ignore. And as I sat there trying to process the AI's revelations, one terrifying thought lingered. If 3I/Atlas was sending this, then what else is out there, watching and waiting for us to listen? The following weeks were a blur. Every waking moment was spent poring over the AI's outputs, running simulations, and trying to make sense of what 3i/Atlas was really telling us. The AI had gone beyond simple pattern recognition. It had started predicting sequences, almost like it was anticipating the next message before it arrived. And the more we decoded, the more the horror set in. The signals weren't random at all. They were a map. But not a map of stars, planets, or even galaxies as we know them. This was a map of civilizations, ones that had existed long before Earth was even a speck in the cosmic timeline. Some were thriving. Some were gone, destroyed by forces we could barely comprehend. The AI's translation showed diagrams, mathematical constants, and sequences that corresponded to events in distant star systems. Catastrophes, collisions, extinctions. And amidst it all, there was one recurring symbol, a pattern we came to recognize as a warning, a trajectory pointing directly toward our solar system. I remember the night I saw it. Alone in the observatory, the lights dimmed, monitors glowing with incomprehensible data streams. The AI highlighted a sequence that aligned with our sun's position. Then it overlaid a projection. If interpreted correctly, the sequence suggested that 3i/Atlas was not just passing by. It was observing us, cataloging us, and perhaps judging. My hands were trembling as I realized we weren't just passive recipients of this cosmic message. We were being studied. The AI also decoded images, fragmented, glitching sequences at first, then becoming clearer. Vast structures orbiting distant stars, enormous enough to dwarf our entire planet. But there was something else. Symbols, geometric shapes, something almost biological in design. They weren't merely buildings, they were alive in some sense. The AI theorized they might be sentient constructs. Machines evolved over millions of years, capable of survival far beyond organic life. And the realization hit me like a physical blow. If these structures existed, then the civilizations that built them were entities we could barely begin to comprehend. We began to notice patterns within our own solar system too. The AI traced microanomalies, tiny energy fluctuations, previously dismissed as cosmic noise. Some appeared near Earth, Mars, even the asteroid belt. At first, we thought it was interference. But the AI insisted it was part of the signal's delivery mechanism, a test to see if we were aware enough to decode it. The implication was terrifying. We were under observation, and 3i/Atlas was the probe, the messenger, the warning. And then the most chilling discovery came. The AI found sequences in the signal that correlated with what scientists call existential risk events. Gamma-ray bursts, supernovae, planetary destabilizations, all predicted with terrifying precision. 3i/Atlas wasn't just sending us a message. It was cataloging our potential vulnerabilities. The cosmos had always been dangerous, but this was different. This was intentional. Someone, or something, had made sure we could see it. And the message was clear. The universe is watching, and survival is not guaranteed. That night, as I walked under the stars, I couldn't shake the feeling that 3i/Atlas was more than a visitor. It was a mirror, reflecting humanity's fragility back at us. Every telescope, every AI algorithm, every decoded pulse had confirmed it. The universe is vast, intelligent, and indifferent. And we're just beginning to understand that we might not be at the top of the cosmic hierarchy. We might barely be on the radar at all. And yet, in that terrifying clarity, there was a strange exhilaration. For the first time, we were truly listening, truly aware. The AI had unlocked a conversation across light years, one that no human civilization had ever heard before. And it was only just beginning. After the AI revealed the map of distant civilizations and the chilling warnings, we realized we were standing at the edge of something monumental. The signals weren't just a message, they were a breadcrumb trail. Every pulse, every sequence, pointed toward a deeper truth hidden in the cosmos. And we, humanity, were the first to even begin following it. The first challenge was logistics. The distances were unimaginable. 3i/Atlas had come from interstellar space, traveling at tens of kilometers per second. invisible to the naked eye. Yet the AI had reconstructed its trajectory with such precision that we could predict where it had passed, and perhaps where similar probes might appear next. I remember sitting in the mission control room, staring at the holographic projection of our solar system and the path of 3I/Atlas. It wasn't just a comet or asteroid anymore. It was a mapmaker, a messenger, and maybe a scout for something far more advanced than ourselves. The AI started simulating possible origins. One set of sequences led to a star system over 20 light-years away. The coordinates glowed on the monitor like a distant lighthouse. According to the AI, the system had multiple planets, at least one of which showed signs of artificial structures. An alien megacity, possibly millions of years old. The thought made my pulse quicken. We were not just decoding messages from a passing object. We were tracing the fingerprints of an alien civilization across the galaxy. But as the AI worked, we noticed something even more unnerving. 3I/Atlas had left traces, energy patterns that suggested not just observation, but monitoring. Certain anomalies within our solar system seemed to respond to human activity, almost as if someone or something was aware that we were awake now. Satellites, telescopes, even deep space probes registered minor, inexplicable distortions. For the first time, I felt that creeping sense of being watched. The night sky was no longer a passive beauty. It had become a living, calculating entity. And then the AI revealed its most astonishing discovery yet, a secondary signal embedded within the primary message. Unlike the first, this one carried predictive intelligence. It didn't just communicate, it anticipated. It seemed to be teaching us, guiding us through mathematical and physical principles far beyond our current understanding. There were instructions for constructing technology, energy manipulation, even advanced propulsion concepts. But interlaced with this guidance were warnings, subtle and chilling. It was as if the creators of 3I/Atlas were saying, "You may survive, but only if you understand us and respect the cosmic order." I remember the moment I realized the implications. If humanity followed this path, we could leap forward centuries of technological progress overnight. But if we failed, the universe might correct us. The AI's analysis suggested that civilizations who ignored the warnings didn't last. Their energy signatures vanished, their worlds went dark. It wasn't speculation, it was encoded history, written in the language of 3I/Atlas. As I looked at the night sky that evening, I felt both awe and dread. Every star could be a cradle of intelligence, every cosmic event a message, every alien probe a test. 3I/Atlas had arrived not to entertain or comfort us, but to challenge us, to see if humanity was ready to confront its place in the universe. And somewhere far beyond the reach of our telescopes, the civilization that sent it was watching, waiting, and judging. For the first time, I truly understood. The universe is not silent. It's alive. And it is speaking. The weeks following the AI's discoveries were unlike anything I had ever experienced. Each new decoded sequence from 3I/Atlas sent waves of excitement and dread through the scientific community. For the first time, we were seeing the universe not just as a place of stars and planets, but as a network of intelligence, a cosmic web where civilizations rose and fell across millions of years. And the AI was showing us where we fit, or perhaps where we might not. One night, I sat alone in the observatory, the monitors casting a pale blue glow on my face. The AI had compiled a list of civilizations whose signals we could detect, some thriving, some extinct. Patterns emerged, chilling in their precision. Each civilization followed a trajectory of development and decline, and in every case, environmental mismanagement, resource exploitation, or internal conflict had led to catastrophic failure. The implication was clear. 3I/Atlas wasn't just a messenger, it was a cosmic librarian, cataloging the rise and fall of intelligent life to warn or instruct those who came after. And then there was the message for us. The AI had highlighted sequences that aligned with Earth itself. Patterns in our energy emissions, atmospheric changes, and even our radio signals were mirrored in the 3I/Atlas data. The AI's conclusion was stark. Humanity's existence is fragile, our technology's primitive, and yet we have drawn attention. For the first time, I felt the weight of the universe pressing down on us. It wasn't anger, it was assessment. We were under observation, and the cosmic verdict would not wait forever. The more we decoded, the more subtle threats appeared. 3I/Atlas seemed to anticipate our movements. Satellite launches, space probes, even communication attempts were reflected back in energy patterns we couldn't explain. Some sequences suggested methods of rapid planetary destabilization, if harnessed intentionally. The AI insisted these were historical events encoded in the signal, warnings of what could happen if civilizations failed to heed the cosmic rules. And as I stared at the projections, a cold realization hit me. This wasn't science fiction. This was a roadmap of survival or annihilation. Yet, amidst the terror, there was hope. The AI had also extracted sequences that contained solutions, methods to harness energy safely, ways to shield our planet, principles for advanced propulsion that could one day allow us to reach distant star systems. 3I/Atlas wasn't just a warning. It was a challenge. The civilization behind it was extending a hand, offering guidance, but demanding that we understand the stakes first. It was as if they were saying, "We watched. We survived. Now it's your turn, but only if you're worthy." As I left the observatory that night, the sky above me seemed different. The familiar constellations were the same, yet charged with meaning I had never felt before. Somewhere beyond our reach, 3I/Atlas had passed, and somewhere even farther, its creators were waiting, watching. And I realized that humanity had been given a choice: remain blind to the cosmos or rise to meet the challenge. The knowledge was terrifying, but ignorance, I knew, would be far worse.